Recording is on.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Memorial Day of Yoga. Nice to see everyone. My name is Lisa. I'm going to cover what you'll need today, just in case you need to grab something really quick before we get started. So I have today for our supported forward folds, you might need a chair. And on top of this chair, I have a couple of pillows. Depending on how tight our hamstrings today, you will need a little extra padding on the chair or on the floor. I also have a yoga strap, and you can use a scarf or a necktie as well for that if you don't have a yoga strap. I have a couple of bath towels for propping up and support. I also have a small hand towel. You may need this maybe underneath the back of your neck or as we're forward folding on your forehead to keep your head in neutral and your nose free so you can breathe. Possibly a yoga block to sit on if you're really tight in the hamstrings as well. So let's go ahead and begin. You can either sit on your mat or in your chair as we begin to focus this morning, center and to breathe. So nice comfortable position, good alignment, and let's just close our eyes and come inside, bring our awareness to the breath. And just inhaling and exhaling through the nose with a softened throat. And then if you'd like to today, we'll do a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana, which is our alternating nostril breath. So if you've never done that before, you take your dominant hand, so I have my right hand, and I use my thumb and my ring finger, and I place my thumb to the outside of my right nostril, and then my ring finger I'll use on my left nostril. Now you can either place the first and second fingers to the third eye center, to the middle of the forehead, or you can curl those fingers inward. So I like to press the two fingers to the forehead, and then closing off the right nostril with your thumb, or if you're using your left hand dominant side, inhale through the left nostril, then close off the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Then inhale through the right, close off the right nostril, exhale through the left. So we're not making a circular pattern with our breath, we're making an arcing loop pattern with the breath. Inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, then inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. And we'll just continue that alternating nostril breath for about another 2 minutes. Or you can just breathe normally with hands at the knees or palms in your lap. And as you're breathing this morning, I'd like to contemplate on a quote by Helen Keller. Helen Keller says, "So long as the memory of certain beloved friends lives in my heart, I shall say that life is good." So today on Memorial Day, we bring that memory of certain loved ones and friends into our heart. Although they are not with us in their physical form, we have the memory that we carry on always in our heart. We'll take 2 more rounds of the alternating nostril breath. And then just relax your breath to a normal flow. And blink your eyes open with a soft gaze. The purpose of our restorative class today is to lengthen the hamstrings and stretch the posterior chain. And these are all connected from the bottoms of the feet through the back of the shins, the back of the lower legs, the back of the upper leg, the low back, mid back, and upper back. So we're just going to begin standing. And if you have your chair with you and you'd like to use it, it'll be a nice prop today. So as we come, if you're using your chair, turn to face it. We'll take a nice big deep breath in, sweep the arms out and up, stretch. Then exhale and swan dive into a forward bend. Now, if you're using your chair, you can stay right here on the chair and relax your forehead to your chair pillows. Or you can come down further. The fingertips can come to a block or to the floor. Then with the knees slightly bent, inhale, rise back up. And exhale and fold either to the chair, to the block, or to the floor. And for the next couple of minutes, just move back and forth in and out of your forward bend. And as we do, we just notice, how is everything feeling in the back side of the body? Where do we feel tight today? Where do we need to really consciously let go? And there's no competition here. No right or wrong, no judgment as to where your body is today. Maybe finding a little bit more depth each time you fold. A little bit more length in the backs of the legs. Seeking out a comfortable range of motion. Let's take one more breath in as we rise up. A nice full inhalation. Then fold into that forward bend. Find a place of comfort where we can remain for several breaths. So maybe you're supported here on the chair. Maybe the knees are really bent if you need. Or if you're coming further down to the floor, you might even take the hands and cross them on opposite elbows and hang in ragdoll pose. And we really focus on letting go of physical tension, of mental tension, of emotional tension as well. Three more breaths in and out through the nose. hands, soften the knees. Inhale, rise back up. Press the palms together. Exhale, thumbs to the heart. And we'll come down onto the floor to prepare to stretch a little bit deeper. So some items that you might need, again, your chair if you're feeling pretty tight in your forward fold, or maybe your strap. And we are going to lengthen the right leg out to straight, and the left knee is just going to bend open out to the side like a tree. And it might be a good idea to take one of your bath towels and just roll it up and tuck it right under that leg so it has some support. And we take our strap, place it underneath the bottom of the right foot. Extend it out long. And then pull towards you with the strap just gently to flex the foot. And really sit tall here. As we fold forward today in our practice, we want to be sure that we're not rounding or hunching our back, but we want to fold with a neutral spine. Now this knee can also bend and be supported by a towel or a little bit of a rolled up washcloth underneath that knee to give it a little bit of a bend and release. And then begin to explore your forward fold here by hinging from the hips, taking this forward. As you inhale, come back up. Exhale and fold. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now you can either remain as you are, or to really relax in this pose, we'll come into a supported position. So we release the strap from the bottom of the foot. And if we're using our chair, maybe we bring the elbows on top of the chair and the forehead can rest on the hands. If you're a little bit more flexible, we can take a couple of pillows and set them on to the thighs and fold into the pillows. So we'll be here for 3 minutes in the supported forward fold. Now, as you're supported, maybe the forehead is on the hands, or you can turn your head to one side for a few breaths, and turn your head to the other side for a few breaths. As you hold this stretch, you'll really start to feel the fascia and the muscle release, and you might be able to take this a little bit deeper. So if you have a couple of pillows stacked on the thighs, after a few breaths, you might be able to remove one and take it a little bit deeper. The more you can be supported here, the more you're going to be able to relax and enjoy this stretch. We should never fight the stretch in a restorative class or push with force. We just let the weight of our body sink and just allow the stretch to work its magic. to stay fully present with each pose, mind and body. And we're here 1 more minute in this forward fold. A very famous musician from the Twin Cities, Bob Dylan, he said, "I think of a hero as someone who understands the degree of responsibility that comes with his freedom." We'll take 3 more breaths here in our forward fold. And slowly rising up, take the fingertips behind you to open up the heart. It's really nice to take a little bit of a counter stretch. Each time we fold forward and close the body, we come back and open the body up. And then we'll take that left leg that's bent and extend it out to straight. Maybe flex and point the feet a couple of times. And then bring the right knee in, placing the bottom of the foot to the inner thigh. And then maybe a little blanket or towel underneath this knee for support. And we'll take our strap underneath the bottom of the left foot. And if this leg is really tight, maybe a little towel underneath the bottom of that knee as well. And I like to place my strap under the ball of the foot rather than the arch. So when I give it a gentle tug back, the foot is in a nice flexed position. And we'll lengthen the back of the leg, inhaling here. And as you exhale, slowly hinge without curving or rounding the back. See where your range of motion is on this forward fold. And inhale to come back up. Consciously relax the back of that left leg. Exhale and hinge. Notice where you're feeling the tightness. It might be in the low back. Inhale, come back up. Nice deep breath. And exhale, find your edge, that comfortable place where you can hold a period of time. And you can stay here with the strap or move this into a supported forward fold, either using your blankets or the chair. And again, maybe the head stays neutral, or you can turn it to the right for a few breaths and to the left for a few breaths. Now, when we are in a forward fold, our belly and the space that we normally breathe is compromised. It's a little bit more difficult to take a large breath. So when we're folding, we breathe into the back ribs. So as you inhale, let the back side of the lungs open up. And as you exhale, see if you can sink a little deeper into the stretch. Now, as you hold your stretch, if you ever feel the muscles wanting to shake or quiver a little bit, it's a signal that we've taken it just a little bit too far. So if that begins to happen, come out of the pose, soften everything, and very slowly come back in to that point before any shaking happens. We have little receptors within the tendons and the muscles that can sense if we're stretching too deeply or too quickly. And those receptors send a message to the brain saying, contract, don't allow this to happen. It's very difficult to stretch a contracted muscle, so we want to keep it very, very relaxed and loose as we fold and breathe. General Douglas MacArthur said, duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. So as we hold our stretch here for 3 more breaths, inhale and exhale what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. Slowly bring this back up. Reach the fingertips behind you on the floor. Open the heart, or you can interlace your hands together and lift the arms a bit behind you. And release that stretch. We'll take the bent knee and extend that leg out. Flex and point through the ankles. Maybe a couple of ankle circles. And then just close your eyes for a couple of breaths and just notice the back side of the legs, the lower back. And we'll prepare to stretch forward with both legs extended. So first with your strap under the bottom of both feet. Now, if you can get your legs completely straight, it's really ideal in this next technique we're going to use. Sitting up tall, I want you to firm up these muscles on the tops of the thighs. Contract them. You'll feel your kneecaps slightly draw back. So contract those muscles. Take an inhale. Keep them contracted and hinge your body forward with the thighs tightened. Now relax that tension in your thighs and fold a little deeper. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale to tighten the quadricep muscles. Your heels might lift up off the floor as you do so. Inhale here. Keep that contraction and exhale. Find your edge, that comfortable edge. Relax the contraction in your thighs and fold a little deeper. Rising back up. We'll do that one more time. Take a breath in. Exhale, tighten your quads. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and hinge. Now, when our quads are tightened, it sends a message to the hamstrings on the opposite side of the bone to relax and let go. This is called reciprocal inhibition of the opposing muscle group. Now relax that contraction, find that deeper fold, and then either remaining as you are with the strap or support your upper body to the chair or to your pillows. And we're here 3 minutes. Maybe the head stays straight forward. Maybe it turns to the right or to the left. Now really be patient with yourself as you're holding your forward folds. The hamstrings, the calves, the low back. These are areas where we tend to be very tight. As you're holding and breathing, check in to make sure you're not contracting your thighs in this portion of the stretch. You want to keep everything softened here. If you're feeling any stress or any tension, you can come up out of that stretch at any time, or adjust your props and maybe take it a little deeper. Harry S. Truman said, "Our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They have earned our underlying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices." We'll take 3 more breaths. Breathing in and out what we ought to be. what we can be, and what we will be. Slowly rise up from that stretch. And we'll open up the heart again, extending back. Open the throat. And relax. We'll come into turtle pose. So we need to take our legs in a comfortable wide position. Make sure if you're on a hard floor surface, you have some padding under the bottom of the heels. We're going to take the legs out. It doesn't have to be too wide. And in our turtle, we have the knees slightly bent. So we can take one of our towels, place it under one knee and the other. Your chair may be in front of you here, or pillows or blankets, or even a block. And we'll take a nice inhalation with a long spine. Exhale and slide your fingertips forward onto the floor or placing your elbows to your chair. And we'll do that twice more, rising up on the inhalation. Exhale, sliding the fingertips out a little bit further. One more time, breathe in. And that breath in helps us to focus on lengthening the spine. Exhale and fold and find the depth of this stretch that suits you. So if you're using the chair, again, you can stack your hands. Head can be down. We can turn to the right or to the left for a few breaths. If you're using a block, it has 3 heights: high, medium, and low. So maybe through the process of holding the stretch, you can adjust your block down a level as you feel comfortable letting go a little bit deeper. Notice where you're feeling the stretch and consciously let go of these areas. And there should be no tension, just relaxation as we hold our stretch. If you have the flexibility that you're really folding your belly to the floor, you can remove the towels away from the knees. Let those legs extend out a little longer as you fold. As we're holding our stretch here for just a little more than a minute, maybe calling to mind someone special in your life who has gone on. calling to mind a wonderful memory of that person. And maybe even saying their name out loud. As they live forever in our hearts and in our memories. Mary Roach said, "Heroism doesn't always happen in a burst of glory. Sometimes small triumphs and large hearts change the course of history." We'll take 3 more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling who we ought to be, who we can be, and who we will be. Take your time to slowly roll up. And then we'll take a little twist over to the right, reaching the left hand across, the right hand behind you. Gaze over that right shoulder. And then to the other side, rotate, long spine. And back to center. We'll prepare to roll over onto our back. So some things that you'll need with you. If you like to do a head wrap at the end of your practice, you're going to have one of your bath towels opened up behind the head to prepare for that. Your yoga strap as well. And then maybe your legs will go up onto the chair. And we'll come down onto our back. If you're using the chair, you can place your knees right up on top. If you're not using a chair, just lengthen your legs out on the floor or bend your knees. And we'll take the strap underneath the bottom of the right foot and extend that up. And then using another technique to help us to release the back of the leg, we're going to pull this leg in, but with the strength of your leg, try to push away. So I'm creating opposing tension here. So I'm pushing my leg down. If I didn't have the strap, it would go down to the floor. So I'm holding the strap, but pushing down. And this is going to contract the back of the leg, which is the opposite of what we did when we were sitting up. So we'll hold this contraction for about 30 seconds. And it's not really forceful. Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, that contraction is about a 3 or a 4. Keep the breath going as you're holding that contraction behind the leg. Now just relax that contraction behind the leg and gently pull the strap in closer. Now, if you don't need the strap, if you have the flexibility to do without, you can be holding here behind the thigh, holding behind the lower leg, Or you can make peace fingers with the two first and second finger and hold the toe with that yogi toe lock. Now preparing for that contraction again, either with the strap or holding, push down with the right leg. So you're feeling the glute contract, the hamstring, a little bit of the calf as well as you're pressing into the hand or into the strap. Try not to hold your breath here. We're inhaling and exhaling. Now relax that contraction behind the leg so the whole leg is soft, and pull the thigh in a little bit deeper. Now try to hold your leg at its maximum contraction here and push. Push into your hand, push into the strap. Keep breathing. Try not to tighten your shoulders or your neck or your jaw. And then relax that contraction. Pull the leg in. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And on each exhalation, try to find a little bit more range. And then release, just setting your leg either down to the floor or on top of your chair. And relax your arms, your hands. And just notice the difference between the right and left leg. And that sensation of difference lasts for a few breaths and it begins to diminish. And then moving into the left leg. If you're using your strap, place it under the bottom of the foot. Extend that leg up to that comfortable range of motion. And we try to get this leg as straight as possible here. And then push down to the floor with the back of the leg, pushing against the strap. We're holding about 30 seconds. Eyes can be closed. We're breathing. Then relax that contraction, soften the leg, and draw it in a little closer to you. Hold that with a relaxed thigh. And then we'll do that twice more. Push down into the strap. Or maybe you're using your hand behind the thigh. Push about a 3 or 4 intensity level. relax that contraction. Draw the leg in a little closer. Maybe your ankle circles around a couple of times just to make sure you're not holding tension in the lower leg. Then one more time, press into the hands or strap, contracting the back of the leg, breathing. We're using this technique known as PNF stretching, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitated stretching. And then relax that contraction, pull that leg in, find your edge and hold. Three more breaths. Exhale, bringing the leg down either to your chair or to the floor. Relax your arms. Noticing the difference in sensation between the right and left sides. And feel it dissipate and equalize. And then using your yoga strap under the bottom of both feet. For our legs up the wall position, extend those legs up and just give it a little pull downward with the strap. So we're flexing the feet just as if you were standing directly on top of the ceiling. Now, if your hamstrings are tight here, your legs might be a little bit lower here. But that's the beauty of having the strap. We're able to lower the legs and still get them straight. We're giving ourselves this little immune system boost, allowing the blood to flow back to the heart, the lymphatic fluid to return as well. Now, if you have a space at home and you'd like to remain in legs up the wall for our final pose today, make that adjustment and lengthen your legs up the wall so you can hold them there. If you're not using the wall, we'll eventually bring our feet down either to your chair or to the floor to prepare for our head wrap. If you don't have a towel for a head wrap, maybe you can place some covering over your eyes. If we're wrapping the head, we take one side of the towel, fold it over your ear, over your eye, over the other eye and ear, tucking it behind the head. Get a nice tight connection as you fold the other side over. If you're feeling a little chilled, maybe folding one of your towels or blankets over your body, over your legs. So we're here for 5 minutes. So make sure you're in a comfortable place. Maybe take a moment and adjust your shoulder blades. Make sure they're down away from your ears. Your body feels comfortable and relaxed. If laying on your back is not comfortable, you can roll over and lay on a side, or even come up for a seated meditation. We notice that our breathing begins to slow. And maybe you have one hand on your belly and one on your heart. If your mind begins to wander here in our final pose, bring your awareness back to the breath. And with the breath, we're inhaling and exhaling who we ought to be, who we can be, and who we will be. We'll bring our awareness back to your place, to the comfort of your home, where we're safe and healthy and happy and at peace. And begin to find some small movements in the body, maybe wiggling the fingers or toes. Perhaps we pull a knee into the chest and then the other. Make some circles with the knees or rock side to side. We can stretch the arms above the head. Let the rib cage open and lift. And then when you feel ready, take your time to roll over onto one side, remaining there for maybe 5 breaths. As our blood pressure begins to rise just a little bit, but not too quickly, as we come from that reclining position eventually to seated. Once you make your way back to a seated position, we'll bring our palms together at heart center. And this is our Anjali Mudra, and it signifies gratitude. And we are grateful for this opportunity within the safety of our homes to practice restorative yoga together as a community. John F. Kennedy said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." And the light and love and peace that resides within me honors the light and love and peace in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend. I'll see you next time in class. I'm going to turn our recording off. If you'd like to pop a mic or camera on and say hello.
Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome. So happy to have you with me. I hope this starts the day out just